Good morning. I just went for a run. Last night's Bible study went well. I'm still pissed off about like a minor argument that I had with a friend about the woke Snow White. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. I'm really anxious, I think. I can't really feel my emotions very well, but I'm really anxious. Well, I can't feel things in general very well, but I'm anxious about the results because I got a brain scan done, like a CT scan, sometimes called a CAT scan, and I wonder what they'll find, like if they'll find anything, if they'll see anything. It was on my brain or my head, so I wonder if they'll see anything, because I don't know, I just don't feel ever very good. Like I never feel like 100%. It's a really beautiful day today. Sun's out, sky is blue, super nice out. It's like spring. It's March 31st. The sun is really nice actually. Yeah, and so I'm hoping that maybe they'll find something. I don't know if I'm hoping they'll find something or if I'm hoping they'll find nothing. It's weird. Like, I guess my ideal scenario is that they find out give me an answer of what's going on, if there is, and then have like some kind of like solution, like, oh, you can do this to feel better, or like, I don't know, it'd be weird if I had like a brain tumor or something with my brain. It just like, I've always felt weird my whole life. Like, I don't know. I would say that the hardest part is just like feeling like there's like part of me that I don't even fully understand, but I can't express it, or like I have trouble expressing it. And yeah, for some reason that hurts, like not really being able to express what's wrong, but like just having symptoms all the time that there is something wrong. And then on the other side of that, I'm also afraid of like, well, what if it's just delusion? I just have some sort of mental illness, and it's just like I have like a delusion or something. And I don't know about that one either, so I don't know. But all I know is I often don't feel very good. I actually feel, honestly, I don't know if depression is a symptom or like what. It's probably more like a symptom. But yeah, I feel depressed for sure. But I still fight through it and everything, trying not to let it get the better of me. Last night's Bible study went well. We had like good discussion. I feel so embarrassed because after the Bible study it went so well, and then I went and I succumbed to lust and watched pornography, which I haven't done in like a month or more. It was weird. It's like my brain just went on autopilot too. I don't like when that happens, and it's just like a bad habit or pattern to fall back into. And then, I felt bad and embarrassed after, and I went and prayed, and I don't know, I guess there's a confession on Thursday, so I might go to that, but I feel even embarrassed to even go to confession, but I still should, so I might go on Thursday. Oh man, it's like not super easy being Catholic or Christian, but it's not supposed to be either, is the thing. Like, God doesn't say that we won't suffer, but he still cares for us. I think at the Bible study, one person raised a good point. They said, like, because we were going over Jesus' crucifixion and how it says that, Jesus was grieved and agitated, like beforehand, because he knew what was going to happen. And I think because Jesus was human as well, that he was still going to feel all the pain and all the suffering. And someone raised a good point. They said that, well, why did it have to be that way? Like, they just were asking, like, why did it have to be that way? And I honestly don't know the answer. I feel like it's just beyond our understanding. Because, like, yeah, we just can't really comprehend. Even when you start to comprehend, it's like, when you start to try to comprehend, you're actually like throwing things out of balance, like, and God is perfect, so yeah. I don't know, honestly, like, I don't know, I'm starting to feel kind of like bad for Jesus in a way, like, just, I don't know about bad, but like, it's just so horrible, like, what he went through. And like, it's weird because he was persecuted, and there's still, like, you still get persecuted to this day if you actually go out and preach, like, what God believes in, or what it says in the Bible. That's why I have a lot of respect for people like Bryce Crawford is a Christian YouTuber who goes out and he preaches on the street. And I have a lot of respect for that, because that's a very unique thing. Very few people do that, And oh yeah, so I had like I don't know, it was weird. It's like, I didn't even really see that this was going to be an argument, but it was just like a slight argument. Because I was like, well, I have these movie passes. I was talking to a few friends. We were playing cards. I said, do you guys want to go see a movie? Like, I can pay for it. I have these free movie passes. And then, like, one person said, yeah, that would be fun. And then someone else just, like, said what movies are playing. And then I said, well, there's the Minecraft movie. We could see that. Whatever. But then I was like, I don't want to see Snow White, though, because I said it's woke propaganda. It's woke Disney propaganda. And I think someone else was like, said, what do you mean? And I was like, well, she's not even white. And it's in the name, Snow White. And they're like, it doesn't mean Snow Caucasian. And like, I don't know, I'm so bad at arguments, like, because I knew, like, I don't know, later on I thought about it, and I was like, I looked it up, and it's like in the book it says skin as white as snow. And like they got a Latina girl to play Snow White. And so she's like light brown color. And it's like, I think I was like, well, it's canon, it's like part of the story. It's a main part of the story. Like, why are they trying to change that? And that person, the other friend, I don't know, I've been having trouble since more than once with this friend where they'll like low-key argue with me on stuff, and it just makes me like hardly want to say stuff because I'm not even like fully looking for an argument, like I'm okay with an argument, but it's like when it's like blindsides you or comes out of nowhere, I'm just like, I'm not even ready. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of bad at conflict for sure. And yeah, anyway, so that was uncomfortable anyway, and it kind of bothered me. I know when I wake up, I get all these like negative thoughts, or like just like my brain will just start, and that's a lot of my brain is just like thinking all day long automatically, and it's not thinking like a lot of automatic nice thoughts usually. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times not. So yeah, Jesus, sun feels nice. But yeah, usually I'm kind of worrying or something. Oh yeah, so I guess back to the Bible study. The Bible study went well because I don't know, it just goes well. Like, I think that it's just we've done it properly. Like, I don't know how to put that. I feel like a lot of stuff is just when you set stuff up properly, it's like you've done most of the work. Like, all that has to happen is that people show up, and I say, like, as long as we get one person, I'm happy. And so we get like 4 people showed up, and we have a good booklet to go through, like a guide, and it was somebody else who did that, so they get credit, who found that book for us to go through. And then we go through the book, and it's got all these like readings that we go through and questions. So we get to read the Bible, and then we get good questions on it. And I just think that that's perfect. Like, and then it's thought-provoking. Like, in the Bible it said, and I forget which verse exactly, but it said, I'm paraphrasing, Jesus said, like, I have made known to you all that my Father has told me. And I was just like, whoa, that's a massive statement. That is such a massive statement, because Jesus directly talks to God, or he is God, and he directly talks to God, and then he has told us everything that his Father has told him. And I was like, so then what's going on? Is it just like bing? It just binks off our head because we don't comprehend it? Like, I think that's a thing that happens for sure. I don't know if it's that we don't comprehend or we don't accept. I don't know exactly what it is. It could be both. Could be one, either or. But I think for a lot of people who aren't Christian or Catholic, they have a lot of trouble with just accepting the basic parts of the Bible. But I was saying, and by the basic parts I mean like that we're all sinners, and a lot of people feel like they're just doing stuff logically because of the situation or the circumstance or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really want to get too far into that. But the Bible says that we're all sinners and our sin separates us from God. And I think that oh yeah, I said, well, one thing I always think about, and actually I heard this in a actualize.org video, which I used to listen to him a lot. I don't really anymore. I can't hardly handle him as much as I used to. When you're young, I noticed, sorry, I'm getting off topic again. I noticed you're just like a sponge. Like, you can just take stuff in. But when you get a little older, it's actually like, you're like, in a way you're like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I've seen this before. I've heard this before. Or you kind of just, I don't know. It's like, some people would say maybe narrow-minded, but I don't even know, like, if that's a bad thing. It's like, I guess if you're narrow-minded on the right things, how can that be bad? But so I heard this thing from actualize.org, and I said it in the Bible study. It was that we assume today that we're very far ahead, advanced, modern. We have so much knowledge. We've got the internet. We can look anything up. But I heard that, like, actually, compared to people 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000, maybe even farther back, we have a much poorer connection to God and our spirituality and, like, connection to nature. But specifically, I think our connection to God, I think, is a lot worse than it probably used to be. I heard this thing that in the Middle Ages, everyone believed in God. And I think that was probably true. Like, in the Middle Ages, there wasn't really atheism. Nowadays, I think the largest growing category is the nuns, and not the NUNs, the NONES, the nun, like no affiliation people, where if you ask them like what they believe in, they're like, well, I choose none of those options. So that's like concerning. I think it's just bad for a lot of reasons. Path of destruction, and it's bad for social cohesion too. So I guess, like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just kind of vlogging, ranting, venting. Yeah. So, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna go back to work. I'm still stressed about it. I'm actually just more like, if I had to like think about what I'm really stressed about, I'd say like almost like number one, I'm stressed about my health and like my stability, like mental stability and my mental health, because I have so many issues with that, and like that is tied into like my number two stress. Well, actually, I guess it's number two. It's weird because they're all kind of connected, but number two is, um, getting a relationship or like friendships, having trusting people, like forming those bonds. Um, yeah. And I find that I struggle with that because for some reason I don't have an easy time just getting along with people and forming those close bonds and like I don't know, maybe it's cuz I'm so like maybe opinionated, I don't know. But like cuz I don't know, I don't feel like I totally fit in this up here because like the woke stuff, I don't agree with it. And I don't know, it just feels very tense up here, honestly, to be honest with you. Um, and I live in a small town in northern Canada, but it feels tense up here, like ever since COVID too. Because what happened was like a lot of people kind of got really suspicious of each other and really like angry of each other because um, there was sort of like a vaccine crowd, trust the science crowd, and that was a lot of people, like almost majority of people. And then there was other people who were saying like uh, there were, I guess, the anti-vax crowd, a much smaller amount of people, and they were saying like we're not getting the vaccine and um, it's not proven, and they were saying all that stuff. And so the anti-vax crowd got really mad and upset and like scornful and deriding and just like angry at the anti-vax crowd. And then it turned out later on that the vax crowd was in a way wrong because a lot of things the anti-vax crowd were saying turned out to be true, and the stuff that the vax crowd was saying turned out to be false. And they've released the U.S. Government Oversight Committee released a full report on COVID where it basically said a lot of the anti-vax stuff was true. The conspiracies, quote-unquote conspiracies at the time, they turned out to be true. That COVID was made in a lab, that masking was, mixed ineffectiveness, social distance was made up, the vaccine was like not properly tested or whatever, that it caused a lot of problems for people, that all the lockdowns were really detrimental for development of children especially. And so that huge crowd who was like vaccine pro, I don't know, it just created like a weird tension and rifts in the world, you know? And so, anyways, so I guess like, it's almost like, to me, I almost always feel kind of weird saying this, even though it's like proven, but like the propaganda is real. There's like really people out there who are manipulating media and disseminating propaganda and trying to control narratives. You know? I don't know if you know what a narrative is, but I'm pretty sure most people do, but it's like what people talk about and how they talk about stuff. So there's people trying to control that. And it's just kind of like, I mean, in a way it melted my mind, honestly. But I kind of melted my mind with magic mushrooms too. And I had a bunch of concussions, and I had like so many adverse childhood events. So I'm just dealing with all that. But I think like all the propaganda has socially hurt people. And I find that to be sad. Like, it just, for one, it's frustrating. For two, it's lonely. And it's just like damaging. I don't know, it's like, it's weirdly damaging. And I don't know, I get kind of bummed out about life and society sometimes, for sure. I don't know, I think we're all just doing the best we can, probably. And yeah, I get kind of bummed out, for sure. Like the thinking about like my life, and I don't know, just mainly I just feel like I'm in like a lot of pain, and I don't know like how to fix it. I kind of wish I had like a hot yoga studio to go to. I don't know, like, I don't know why I never feel very like on the right track. I hate that. It's just always felt really lonely, like, because a lot of times when I was growing up, like, when people would be happy or seem most like motivated was when they were talking about future plans, you know? And I don't know if that's like a bad thing or whatever, but it was always like kind of like they're going away, or like now is not really good enough. And I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. We're all kind of just living as best we can, I guess. I don't know. Whenever I start thinking really deeply, seems like the most I can always say is I don't know. But I know Jesus is God. Hmm. It was funny when I did all those shrooms, like, because I never fully, like, I always had trouble with Christianity and religion, mainly because first off, I didn't understand it really. Second off, because I was just like going based on attachment. I think a lot of us are. We go through life, a lot of life, based on attachment. And what I mean is, like, our parents take us to church, you know, we're doing what our family does. And so I had like this difficult family, difficult, like, my dad wasn't around. He was there for a little bit, but then he like fought with my mom, beat her up and stuff. And then my mom took me to church, and she would like drag me there, and all my siblings were fighting to not go to church, and I was the one who got dragged there because I was like the littlest. And then I did not understand like any of it really. I just understood kind of like what I felt. And I'm honestly kind of the same way, where I'm very much struggling for understanding, but I don't really understand a lot. At least it's gotten worse for me lately in the last like 6 months, a year. I think it's got to do with some of the meds, antipsychotics. They mess with your memory and cognition, I think. But so I didn't fully understand church, and I was just like afraid a lot of the time too. And like I went to confession when I was young, and I was like so afraid of the priest. It's not his fault really. I don't know. I don't even know if there's blame to pin. Like, I was just a scared kid, you know. And so then I did all those shrooms. Like, I didn't really go to church for a long time. And then I did all those shrooms like 2 years ago, 2.5. And in a way I was looking for answers, because I remember I put my hand over the Bible first. And I think I might have asked for wisdom or understanding or something. But I think I had my hand over some of the native stuff too, like, because I'm part native. Like maybe sweetgrass or something. And then basically I blacked out from the shrooms like right away. And then when I came to, like, everything was horrible. Everything was still swirling. Like, if you look at a swirling filter on a phone or whatever, where it makes everything swirl, that was real life. I remember I like looked at my hand, and it was near a candle, and it looked like my hand was like swirling into the candle. Like, it was so much. And then yeah, basically what actually gave me comfort, well, one thing was I called my brother over, and that was really helpful. And then the other thing was I was watching videos of Jesus, and I just felt like this calmness and this goodness, like, this is pure, this won't hurt me, this is love, this is safety. Safety is a huge part too. Like, it's just amazing how strongly I felt saved by Jesus. And yeah, it was just like his presence. Like, I feel like because apparently his presence is whenever you say Jesus Christ, he's there. And it's amazing. So yeah, so then after that, I really cleaned up my act a lot, and I'm out of time here, but I really cleaned up my act a lot, and I started going to church and started trying to live righteously.